Hi, hey, hello. I am Zuka Zero, Zero Narration, or Eli, whatever you want to call me, and I wanted to talk about how Ghoul died. Ghoul was made August 30th, and currently, as of now, it has around 80 million visits. Ghoul tried capitalizing on the fact that Type Soul was down for months, and they did good for a while, considering their 80 million visits. However, they missed out on a lot of things. The main problems with the game, in my opinion, were the fact that permadeath was one of the main features of the game. If you wanted to improve and get stronger, you would have to go through trials considering permadeath. Now, the game sits at 1,000 active monthly players, which isn't bad, but it could be a lot better. And I think one of the main reasons why is because of just how the game functions. They took some of the main controls of Type Soul, like the carrying, honestly, a lot of the button layouts, like gripping is B still, carrying is V. And it's just like it's very similar to Type Soul, and that's why a lot of people went to it because it was a new experience, but it had the same mechanics. I mean, that's why I played it in the first place because Type Soul was down, and I wanted something interesting to play. So why they did good was because first, the mechanics was very similar to Type Soul, so it brought a familiarity to people that they wanted to play it. And two, it was a new experience. There was no Tokyo Ghoul games out at the moment that were decent in my opinion. There was I believe it was called Ghoul Zero. I'm not sure completely. I haven't dived too deep into that type of genre of games. I've been more on the Bleach side of Roblox, but it was doing pretty decent. However, I genuinely do think that after Type Soul, like all the hype from the game, died down and Type Soul started getting more announcements, the game slowly started losing its player base. I mean, I personally stopped playing it because of the permadeath, and I honestly, it just got boring. For some reason, Type Soul didn't have that same type of boringness. There was other things you could do, and like it had raids, which they had new game modes. They had the trading hub, if I'm not mistaken. They had the AFK world, and it felt like Ghoul was lacking a ton of stuff. It was lacking a lot of the replayability, in my opinion. It wasn't something that you would just sit down and keep playing. However, I mean, if you personally have enjoyed this game or you still enjoy this game, by all means, I'm not saying it's a bad game. I'm just saying that it seems to have gotten way more boring and it's lost a lot of its player base due to the fact that it's not capitalizing on more of its own features and is trying its hardest to be a Ghoul version of Type Soul, or I mean a Tokyo Ghoul version of Type Soul. And I mean, good concept on paper, but it was executed kind of poorly in my opinion. But I mean, if you have if you disagree with me, please leave it in the comments. If you agree with me, I would love to hear why. But I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about this game. I think it's a pretty interesting game overall, and it has a decent history, but I think in the long run, they probably should have kept trying to add more of their own design. They should have been doing more of their own stuff, not capitalizing off of Type Soul more and more. That's how you get a false player base, not a real player base. Anyways, I've been Zuka Zero, Zero Narration, or Eli, whatever you want to call me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment and just tell me what you thought, or leave a like, subscribe. It's free. You can get rid of all of those if you don't want them. And yeah, until the next video.